Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Douglas Short. I'd like to introduce you to what's going on right now. We have first time I was speaking of earlier, and then we are about what's going on here in San Francisco, space time. So for the last week or so, I've been quite many of them. One of them is called a Starlight reconnection. That constellation. Yeah, using high energy impact universe sculpture, which is not being appreciated very much by the human race, so vastly outlining outside the universe and others. And the knowing that right there in front of the Western St. Francis, in that starlight connection, I pulled a rock on the other side of Mount Everest out of San Francisco and sent it back up into the sky and back into outer star right here now. In the introduction thereof, and this is where I have the help of, the eye of the needle, as I give an introduction today as first contact. Make sure you all understand that the eye is a sentient being, and we said in one of the most hostile arenas you could possibly imagine in space, unfriendly to our territory, and that of the Venus order is flying, and she and I were able to get together here, say to you, wow, what a nice accommodation. Where we were, he were, and now we are. The eyes and needle introduces herself through me in the pictures I released today in Facebook. They're real. One of the centers there is the eye. She says hello. So in there is, well, hey, we got to tell you that we're alive here and we want to say something to you here. Listen, Douglas is over there talking to the voices, and they're all upset. What's going on here? Well, what's going on here is that we have now a combination, as I as first contact, of no belief there by the human race that what I'm doing is real, and that I have also the human race on my side. And we got a conflict there between what is known as the Prime Directive and the public of what's going on here, and they stick me in the middle of the container as a public spokesperson for MIP. Imagine. So there I say, no way, I'm not going back into MIB. If I do, I'm going to be the president there too, and number two. So I'm not going to go in there. I'm too famous now to be, well, discreet. So I want to say I'm doing this all out in the street as a street performer and nothing to do with MIB, as I'm their public spokesperson to tell you that as long as I'm not in MIB, because I'm the only one, there is no MIB. It must be all of the rest of you. All right. So, getting back there to first contact here, she says, please don't put any more cement in our houses. I really, really would appreciate that. And that we have to come to some kind of accommodation here, as Douglas is doing some of the most fantastic things here we have ever seen in the arena of space time travel. You should be appreciative of the outside universe is here with Universe TV shining on me and saying, good luck, kid, you're on your own. So, what do I do here? All right, first contact. What would you say if I said to you, listen, there's something over there? What is it? So, as a man from MIB, there you have where I was at some point in all of this, an FBI agent in which I interviewed over 12,000 different individuals there of seeing things in the sky and down on the ground and all over things. And I'm modern, well, once was that older. Okay. So at some point, the whole thing got canned. I got kicked out, and thereof, I got left with all that information. Just me. Sorry, burn that. Okay, so from there, we're getting back to where I was talking about. Is that in first contact, I have here. This is a package. What is the package? And I need to explain that to you. But the package is a methodology to get I and you and all of life out of this arena and back and forth safely. And a concept thereof around me and all the rest of it being the null self. What's that mean? Okay, it means there at some point in there, all of us inside there's an evolution of package. Some thereof doctor's bags. What is it? Don't worry. So we have what is known as a Pandora's box. Schrodinger's cat side of Pandora's box. So when I say to you that all of this is true, that I have been doing this where at some point someone said to me, and after the fact thereof, oh, look, he sees it as a toolbox. Okay, so we'll get back to that. So in there is a question of what you have to decide of is what? No, no. Several things out there. We should start. Well, someplace in there, they say spoon. What's in tools? What kind of tool? Huh? You know, spoon. You know, spoon for it. Right? So you know what's doing? You know, all the hold up, but I just, this is the message. It's out his bag. I mean, if you want to understand what it's saying, what kind of tool? Spoons. Yeah. Now, sure you want to start out so that's good. Uh, I'll take the sword the young man said. Okay. Who holds his hand up to the sky? It's all right. It comes down. Okay, so now I hold Excalibur. What would you do if you were me, knowing that I have Excalibur and the light came down from the sky, and at some point in there, I said to there, "Hey, listen, there's an illness, and my arm's gonna go away after 2 months." The hair wondering. He said, "Don't go away." I said, "Oh, it's fine." So what would you do if I said to you, "Wow, why do I end up holding Excalibur?" But, so there lies I am going to say to you that I want you to understand the highest forces out there in the universe where I can say to you where my loss is. It's not lost. Down the beach carrying an axe and a staff. I can see that. You know, sometimes I don't remember much after that. But then the next section is there. What? Now, what are you doing with the anchor? I mean, it's too heavy for me to carry it, so I'm going to go there and we're going to catch a fish with it. It looks at the inside. Uh, I was going to do that. When you got the anchor in his hand, catch it. Catch it. My mom, with the magazine she's reading with me, we go down there, then the beach with the boat sitting there. In which we swim out to, and there and walk out as far as we can, and bring the anchor with us, and we blow it out as far as we can with that, and look down there, about 10, 12 feet of water. Fish there. He dropped the ankle. Twice, and on the third time he hit him on the head, and he took his back and threw it into the road, half the size I was. I walked down there and chewed it and found my phone. Imagine that day. From railroad cars. I am here in Union Square. Now, the next thing I want to say in our space-time navigator diary, time navigator style. And I'm here in San Francisco, and I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, and that there the whole universe here on the very balance point of Armageddon, with our government and everything in it, stand still as I try to hang on to dear life here in San Francisco while doing my things that I'm supposed to do, and some of those things have been thwarted by the human race, and the universe is getting very upset about these things that there's being thwarted. I am not at disposal of any of my asset, and I have a vast amount to make this a vast amount more delightful and fun. But apparently, someone who wants to undo all of my success here, not until I say together, in 1964. That's when, would you believe, that's my birthday. Now, you know about Jason Bourne and Sarah. What? Bourne identity. Is David Benton Jason Bourne, those four actually me, and that they're mistaken identity. Now, back to where I was with this and the recording there. I am now on 11 minutes and 44 seconds to play. I got another 3 minutes for a 15-minute show. So I want to make this very brief for the next portion of this. That the United States of America is now in a situation where, as I said before, all 50 states have demanded for 72 hours bringing thereof of a duly elected official to their stage of, and they have all found that there's no one there and no one responding at any level out there. With that being said, there are two federal marshals that have been set at the doors of each governor's office to make sure that you go home until there's a duly elected official here and brought forth, and we're here to verify just the two of us. That's all you got to do. Just 2 men, 100 men across all 50 states to say no until we have a government. There's nothing going on here. What do you think of that? Okay, so with that being said, now that puts me in a position as the one man who declared war upon his country at this time, the only man who declared war on his country, making me, by its laws and its constitution, for a vast number of lists of things have done and happened, making that president by law of America. So I need a response from the people and more to understand that, well, hey, I'm hoping that my horde, it's been missing, is out there somewhere. But I'm wary until that time comes where I look for my horde. She must be over the hill. So, as I babble on for the next 3 minutes or so, I want you all to know that what I've been doing yesterday with the Starline reconnection in the sky, tearing a planet of pieces and putting it back together, are all real. And I am a Grandmaster Space-Time Navigator, Grandmaster Space-Time Navigator filled with my recent most explosive, where I went for it anywhere way was I achieved Grandmaster Martial Art. Let's see, Grandmaster of Martial Art and Space-Time Navigation. Kung Fu Master. Okay, Grandmaster. So I'm looking really forward to that and more, in which I get to teach now as a really, really cool situation where they're going to give me Berkeley for 4 months of the year in which I can teach. Once again, my name is Douglas, and so it's long as my diary of this day, and I look forward to hearing from a bunch of people as they live what is known as the gag order on me, and we all get to talk about this and realize thereof. I have 5,000 episodes of Doctor Who show showing how I changed the universe mostly by you and making this all happen. So up to 20 hours of programming for each one of those episode subjects. Imagine. Once again, it's been my diary for the day. I look forward to meeting a lot of you at the end of 15 minutes here. There we go.